Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Color Out of Space, a H.P. Lovecraft adaptation, starring Nicolas Cage. Yeah, when I heard that, I'm like, really need to take advantage and rent this on Amazon Prime because I got really excited. And boy, is this movie nuts. There's so many things going on in this film, and it's about this family who lives off in this alpaca farm, and Nick Cage plays the father, Jolie Richardson plays her husband, his wife, and they have their kids, and like Tommy Chung's this guy who lives on the farm and everything, and a meteor hits, and these strange colors start coming out, and visually, this film is breathtaking and mesmerizing, and like you're going on a drug trip at this point because I would imagine this would be like if this was as widely seen as like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Of like this is that movie that is just like gonna blow your minds, weird science fiction, and somehow Richard Stanley, who's the director of this film, is really able to capture this look from that story, which I read some things about this particular story this is adapted from, and a lot of people thought that was like it's really not filmable because how do you capture this unbelievable, strange, and disconnected kind of color and being whatever this thing is? And Richard Stanley does a really good job of capturing it, and some of the stuff that happens to, say, a group of alpacas or particular characters, how this strange entity affects them is straight up out of John Carpenter's The Thing. The special effects are unnerving and creepy and unsettling. And what it does to each character, like Jolie Richardson does a great job of showing the progression that her character goes through. And Nick Cage, who starts off being like a quirky, offbeat kind of dad, and then goes to, well, why are we doing these things? And he's just like straight up like Vampire's Kiss going crazy Nick Cage, and it's just like, yup, this is what I wanted. I wanted to come into this movie seeing this out there performance, and like I laughed a couple of times because how outrageous Nick Cage is in this movie. I got really freaked out by some of what's going on in this film in terms of like the effects and the creatures and where this takes you, like looking at this perspective of humanity and what can be done and just how it manipulates time and everything. You just get lost in this insanity. It does feel overly long. This film did not need to be almost 2 hours long, I feel like. And from a character perspective, you kind of lose connection with characters as you go through the film bit because it's like they kind of just go like off the rails, and then you're kind of just giving yourself to this experience. But overall, this is some really high quality like B science fiction, like crazy sci-fi horror. And I think this is something that it's like if John Carpenter was making films regularly today, he probably would have made this film, and he can feel that. And the score is unnerving. The visuals are unbelievable. I'd really recommend checking out Color Out of Space. This is a crazy time. You might be completely turned off by this, and you're just like, what the hell am I watching? I was like, what the hell am I watching in the best way possible? And it's perfectly understandable if you're the opposite, and you're like, what the hell am I watching? Why am I watching this? But I feel like this film, especially for like horror fans and sci-fi fans, is so worth giving a chance just to see how you experience this film. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend checking out Color Out of Space. Give Nick Cage your money and go check out this movie on Amazon Prime. And let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.